We're good?
I ain't got much to say. We know what this one's about, right? Yeah. We know what this one's for. It's what you work for in the off-season. During the season, you work for this one right here. All I know, we're going to play together, man. We play together, all of us, 60 minutes. This game is all about who can play harder or longer.
What's going on, MBL Network, building the franchise, Detroit Lions, episode number 26. It's March 12th, and time has already sprung forward. I'm joined alongside my co-host for the show, the owner of the Minnesota Vikings, Hop. Hop, I hope you're doing well today. I know this is a centric Detroit Lions show, but we always try to get you in there. The Vikings are looking good. A great graphic from Gerberry just went up. Kind of competing early season MVP candidate so far. So the Vikings are looking great. The Lions are feeling great and looking great. We have a lot of things in store in the chat right now, guys. Make sure we're tagging the guys in Grid and MBL. Let's get them in here right now. What's up to play Pricey, Jamie, Grid Bengals, Carolina Panthers fan. Hi, how's it going? And Z-Star's in the chat. We're going to talk about Z-Star a little bit right now. Top five, not top five, whatever we want to call them. We're going to redo some of that. And Grid is already saying about the quote, one of the best to ever do it. That's right. We signed Richard Sherman because we're here to do what, Hop? What are we here to do?
Give the people what they want, and that's what we're going to do right now. We brought in Richard Sherman on a very, I think, a good deal. 2 years, $24 million. We did guarantee 20 of it, so we're going to be stuck with him for 2 seasons, and his acceleration, obviously, is the real issue right now with Richard Sherman. I'll pull up his player card in just a second. Z-Star saying bend the knee in the chat, and Jamie saying, is that a current quote or back when Kyle had Sherman? That was in this offseason. You know, when they released him, they did say, he's one of the best to ever do it, and they were sad to let him go. That was one of the things, Hop, that I'm looking at with Richard Sherman, and I'm saying to myself, you know, this is a guy that they still have high praise for, even though he's out the door at 32 years young. Yeah, I mean, you put him alongside Slay. That's an elite combo at cornerback that no other team in the NBL has.
Yeah, okay, so let's look at Richard Sherman's stats right now. I got it posted on the board. We got the mixer pulled up.
We do. Go ahead.
Let's get the mixer pulled up and see his stats. He's 95 man, 90 zone, 88 speed, 82 acceleration, 90 agility. Still 90 agility. I like that agility. Press 96, and he has been pretty well for us. He played well week 2 against the Cincinnati Bengals. He had a couple deflections here and there. A fumble recovery versus the Arizona Cardinals when David Johnson, who fumbled the ball twice versus us. But we'll go over that just shortly right now. But Sherman, a big signing, guys. Okay, guys, right now I want to ask you on the chat. Y'all think Sherman is a good signing or a bad signing? 2 years, $24 million. He's 32 years old. Still superstar development. Still got a lot going on. But what do you think about him? You think this is the guy right now that can play along Darius Slay? I'll get y'all's opinion. Sherman looks good in Detroit Blues. What Pricey's saying, yeah, very nice looking corners is what Jamie's saying. Thanks, I appreciate that. Timbo's in the chat. What's going on, guys? Richard Sherman. I brought him in here for this. Maybe he's a little slow, yeah, and maybe his athleticism is dwindling. But there are certain teams out there, elite teams in the league. I think he can still play against one of them being the New Orleans Saints. I mean, you look at Michael Thomas. He's a guy that they're going to target and give a lot of passes and plays. They run their offense basically through him. He's 89 speed, 90 excel, 89 agility. I think Sherman can still play with that guy because of his skill set. I also think they brought in Grant Cannon. 89 speed, 92 excel, 90 agility. I think that's a guy Slay can still play with. So I think that matchup is beautiful for us. AJ Green in Seattle, Hop. I think that's also another guy that Sherman and Slay can still play with. So I think in the NFC right now, there's only a few teams that are really going to give us problems having Sherman out there, and we can make the adjust by speed. Give me your guys' thoughts in the chat right now. What you think about him? Rams right now, Serp saying he's still good. Thomas going to kill him, get out of here. That's what Eric G says, who is the owner of the New Orleans Saints. I wouldn't expect him to say anything different. His value doubles in the red zone. Worth the sign is what Timbo said. I agree. He's actually looked good. Believe it or not, Timbo. his press being so high, he really can hold guys in that press animation for at least 3 to 4 seconds, 5 seconds, and my defense has been able to get there. A couple guys we don't have signed right now. We'll talk about them in just a little bit. That's Gianni Slade. He's already got 4 sacks. Christic already has 4 sacks. Y'all remember we drafted Christic. This is a guy, who's got 4 sacks right now, and he was I think a 3rd or a 4th round pick. I'm gonna look that up right now. But man, our defensive line, because the corners have been so great so far, has been able to get to the quarterback, the opposing team's quarterback, and really make some plays. And I attribute a lot of that to the pretty much coverage sacks, because Sherman and Slay have been playing so phenomenal right now. I can look at the sacks right now. You got 4 from Frederick Ferguson, who we brought in, former 2nd round pick for the San Francisco 49ers. Mason Christic, another defensive end on the other side. He was a former 4th round pick, early 4th round pick that we got from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back when we made a bunch of swaps and a bunch of deals with them. He's a 79 overall. He's got four sacks already.
All right, Bomber, I'm back.
Then you also look at Gianni Slade. He's got 4 sacks. So we got 12 sacks from our defensive line. And I attribute defensive line sacks, Hop, a lot to cornerback coverage. If your cornerback can cover well, give those defensive linemen an opportunity to win that one-on-one battle. That's when you start seeing progress on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks have their 1 to 2 reads right away. You take them first couple reads away, and then it opens up the Gianni Slades, the Fergusons to get their sacks. I think you're completely right.
And let's look at Darius Slay and see what he has to offer right now, because he's pairing next to Sherman. I've been doing a lot of stuff by speed, Timbo. Let me know what you think about that. I've been doing a lot of speed coverage, and I noticed that Sherman kind of will fall to the tight end, like today when I was playing against the Chicago Bears. He just had so much speed on the field. I'm like, where's Sherman at? And Sherman's over there guarding the tight end. I don't really like that. I think he falls too far. You know what I'm saying, Hop, when they get to the 4 wide receiver sets, and then Sherman's not guarding really anybody of relevance. I don't like that as much. Maybe I'll start going by a depth chart, maybe a little bit more, because I want Sherman to be on somebody. Maybe if he gives up 3 or 4 in speed, I still think his coverages are good enough to kind of hang with those guys.
I know, coming into Madden this year, everybody was excited about these coaches adjustments, but then they really didn't play a big factor season 26. And then as we get on through the cycle, they become more and more relevant. We see like the speed with more guys getting these fast little guys in the draft, like Beckham, like the guy from Tampa Bay, what's his name, Tanner. All them little fast guys, the speed starts coming into play, the depth chart starts coming into play. I really like the coaching adjustments more and more as the cycle has went on.
Yeah, being able to take a cornerback and base him up alongside somebody that kind of matches up with him athleticism-wise. Because before you'd have Sherman out there and he's a sitting duck. If you ever get a speedy guy on the right side, especially one with any kind of route running and skill like Harvey Beckham has, it's complete toast for him because he's just not able to keep up at 32 years old. Now I can at least, I had him on Morris Richardson today a little bit, who's the speedy guy. I had Slay on him. And we'll look at Slay. I'll pull up Slay real quick. I already had him up earlier. I think he's 90 speed. Yeah, so Slade is 90 speed, 90 man coverage,
agility.
88 zone, and he has 90 agility as well. I mean, but if you go look at the Morris Richardson from Chicago, I'll pull him up right now. Let me get to him. He's a speedy little guy, but he doesn't have too much skill, and his catches in the 70s. And Slade did a pretty phenomenal job on that guy. We'll talk about those stats in just a minute. But I thought that was very, very important. To have an opportunity to put a guy like Slay on Morris. Am I getting a little echo in feedback a little bit?
Yeah, I think I'm echoing it just a tad bit.
All right, so you look at this team, the Chicago Bears. They're really dependent on passing the ball. They got Fisher Ford. They have jump balls, right? But they also like to use this Richardson guy underneath. I'll pull him up right now. And he's a lot faster than Slay, but Slay was there with him because the skill of Slay is just better than Richardson. And I think I'm okay with giving up a little speed in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, this has to be a big change for you. You've always been hindered by, Tease Tabor in the slot. He doesn't have a lot of agility. You've never had a real number 2 cornerback.
Tease has agility.
He's just not fast.
Speed.
You're right.
Speed.
You're right. Then you never had a true number 2. You had Mike LeBounty. You drafted in what, the second, third round of like season 27.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up Mike LeBounty when we get to the question. We got some video questions. If you want to send in some questions, we're gonna do it via a video, so you can just use your cell phone and ask the question to the chat. I'll answer it. But actually, again, just a little bit of echo. You look at Eric G and Bananas. They both send in questions, and we'll answer. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Tease Tabor and Mike LeBounty a little bit in Eric G's question, because he asked about drafting more reference to Mike LeBounty and how, yeah, we drafted him. Actually, he's probably a second-round pick, Hop, but he had a little bit of athleticism and good size. But we had to draft him early because, you know, cornerbacks go quick in the NBL.
They do. They're about like the quarterback draft a year ago. You just never know with NBL. Something's going to run early in the top 10.
All right, so this Morris Richardson guy right here, you see him on the screen. 96 speed, and Slay was all over him. 82 route running, that's not going to be enough.
Can you show his agility?
Catching. 87 agility. So Slay's got, while Slay gives up the speed, and the acceleration is 91, which is pretty close. I think what's Slay at? 90 or 88? That's close. So the big difference was the speed. So you got 96 to, I think Slay was 90, right? This guy's 87 agility, Slay's 90, but the coverages and the just overall ability of Slay and his just, he has more skill. So I was fine with him being on Morris Richardson at times because I felt that way, and he stayed all over him. I mean, we were in man coverage once. He was on a seam, and Slay made a great play on the ball and batted it down. So you get those kind of interactions and those kind of animations kind of work out in the favor of the higher skill players, especially when you're in tight coverage, when you're inside the, as Timbo said, the red zone or the 30 in. You know, you have to worry less about guys getting beat over the top, and that's really when Slay and Sherman are going to excel for me, as we held the Browns to 4 field goals because they just couldn't pass on us once they got inside the red zone.
That's
right, what are we moving on to next?
We talk about the season. Talk about season 30, weeks 1 through 5. Matt Stafford.
All right, let me go to 1 through 5. We just played the Bears right now in kind of a blowout game. I'll pull that stat up now. Let's start week 1. Week 1, we took on the Arizona Cardinals 37-10, and 2 fumbles from David Johnson. I'm gonna pull up some stats here. Matt Stafford played well. Played pretty good. I think we should have some game clips coming up shortly on this. Let me just run through Let me run through some stats, and then we'll just start putting those clips up right now. We won 37-10 versus the Cardinals. Fairly easy game for us. Kind of walked into the season, got a nice game against the Arizona Cardinals, and we came out and performed. Look at Matt Stafford, 124 QBR, 317 yards. Run game not that great to start. Tavon Wilson, excuse me, just struggling a little bit to start this season. But he got it going week 5 against the Bears. We'll get to that just shortly. And Harvey Beckham, 7 catches, 105, would come away easy. The Bengals, we ended up winning that game, but we had to sim it because we had a disconnect. So we'll skip those stats. The Browns, this was a tough game. I went into this game, Hop. I think he played the Steelers this week. We were actually in a chat while we were playing both of these games. That AFC North, man, they're pretty tough, man. They're not really. They're kind of probably. I'd say they're the second best division maybe in the NBL right now, as far as depth.
Yeah,
I would
100%.
say NFC North
I would agree with
the best. But I think that division, man. I think the Browns played me pretty tough. I had some stuff I noticed about them. What they like to do. I noticed a couple times they'll sit on aggressive a lot. And they like to do it inside the 2-minute warning in the second quarter. But here's the funny thing about when you play the Browns. If you're playing them and they get into a 2-minute offense, you want to know the crazy part, Hop? If you flip aggressive on them in those kind of situations, he doesn't fake hike it the entire time. I think I sacked him like 3 or 4 times. Remember I told you on the thing, I was like, oh, I accidentally left it on because he was on the goal line, and I just flipped it on to see if I could get some heat on him, right? And I just forgot to turn it off. And remember I said, man, I got like 2 sacks in a row. And then I was telling you, oh, I think I left aggressive on. And I was like, I just leave it on. I don't think he's even do anything. And he didn't fake hike or nothing at the end of the game. And it kind of ended up costing him.
So you pulled the Z-Star on Z-Star.
I pulled a Z-Star on Z-Star. I felt pretty good about that. You know, like the little cycle. Like I never really use aggressive. I mean, maybe if I'm on the 1-yard line and I'm just like about to run commit and I just turn it on. I don't know why. Just to see.
Bomber, real quick, can you tell the chat, go ahead and send them, tell them the email they can send the videos to.
Oh, if you want to send a video, ask questions, we got 2 right now. You go to maddenbomberleague@gmail.com. That's maddenbomberleague, no spaces, @gmail.com to send your video questions, and I'll forward them over to Hop, and we'll get you on the screen, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, this was a tough game. This was the toughest game of the season so far. Right now, we are 5-0. Feeling pretty good, but the toughest challenge so far was the Cleveland Browns, who we won 28-17.
Keep talking about them. I'm going to go ahead and play the highlights.
Week 4, we took on the San Francisco 49ers. It was kind of close early. I think right before the half, I punched in 2 touchdowns. So it was about, I think it was 10-3 at one point. And then I just got a couple big plays, and I ended up just kind of pulling away. And he just really, the Niners never really recovered. This is a young team. Not a great game from Sapp. Sapp had 248 yards and just didn't look, you know, he looked like a young player. Maybe a sophomore slump a little bit for Arsenio Sapp, a guy that came out firing last year. Decent QBR last year, 20 touchdowns, 29 interceptions. Not too bad, but this year, 1 touchdown, 6 interceptions. So Arsenio Sapp, the former top 5 pick, MBL season 29 rookie draft from the University of Texas, 6'3", 222 pounds, star development. This guy can pretty much do it all, Hop, and I wish I had a guy like Arsenio Sapp. I'll say it, I love Matt Stafford, but I do wish I had a guy like Arsenio Sapp just because, man, he's just so electric, and he's got, you know, he just has the ability to use his legs and use his arm, and it makes himself like a dual threat.
Arsenio Sapp, he's one of a kind type of quarterback, but let me tell you something. I just watched Cooper, your tight end, catch a post over the middle, do a juke move past the safety, and take it for 60 yards.
I wish I had a Cooper. It's pronounced
Cooper. You know, that might be your best. If Harvey Beckham wasn't drafted, that might be the biggest steal of the cycle for your draft pick. Was he a second-round pick?
I'm going to talk about Kalen Cooper. Yes, he was an early second-round pick who we traded a next year's first to move up to that pick. So we traded a next year's first for an early second, which was the Jacksonville Jaguars second, one of our better trading partners in the league. We've traded them a couple times. Redskins, we've traded you a couple times. But yeah, we made a deal, and we ended up winning the Super Bowl when he was a rookie. So he ended up getting the 32nd pick in the first round. Still moved up a little bit, but had to wait a year. So I think we kind of both, you know, it was kind of a fair, almost identical number trade. I think he was the 3rd or 4th or 5th pick in the second round. But Kalen Cooper has a lot of athleticism. I mean, he's kind of coming into his own right now. He kind of was behind, you know, Rob Gronkowski, trying to figure it out, you know, early in his career. But now into his 3rd season, and he's only had, Hop, 566 yards as a rookie, 342 as a sophomore, and now he comes into his 3rd season. He's playing great. He had another big game against the Chicago Bears where he had a touchdown, and I think he had about 70 yards. So he's over 200 on the season with a couple touchdowns. He hasn't really gotten to the end zone. What if I told you coming into this season he only had 3 touchdowns? You know, Gronk took a lot of it away.
He did. He was overshadowed by Gronk a lot, and that was a big question coming into season 30 was, will you be able to produce that Gronk type of tight end? Will Cooper be able to step up and take that #1 tight end spot? And he has. He's done everything that you've needed him to.
Yeah, he has. And one thing we always worry about him is injury. But I'm going to talk about him in just a little bit. Eric G's question is actually, I'm going to use him as a reference of a player that I moved up to get where it actually worked out. And it hasn't really worked out that much this cycle. But, you know, you hit a couple times and you kind of just roll with it. But weeks 1 through 5, we just played the Bears. We just beat them 46-20. Feeling pretty good about our team. The stats haven't loaded on the Daddy Leagues website. That's daddyleagues.com/MBL. Hasn't loaded on the Daddy Leagues website so far, but Stafford had another great game, 300-something yards. He was on pace. When was that graphic made? We got that graphic on the screen yet? And what does it say?
It says 994 passing yards through 3 games.
So through the first 3 games, he was on pace for, I think, 5,300 yards. I don't think he's still on pace for that. I mean, it's still really, really early, extremely early graphic to say where someone's going to end up, especially a guy like Stafford who only played 10 games last season, had just under 3,000 yards, had a 139 QBR, 25 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, but he didn't play a whole season. So this is a guy coming off an injury bug. You know, I just want him to stay healthy the whole season. Really aren't trying to chase any records right now, but he is projected to go 5,300 through the first 3 games, which would break his previous record set in season 28, where he passed just over 5,000 yards, which broke the previous record, which he passed for 4,900, and on and on and on. Man, I think with all the influx of new wide receivers, we're going to hit a wall here shortly. Either when Harvey Beckham probably goes down, or Montgomery goes down, and I have to bring in one of those young wide receivers, and we're going to see, you know, a little influx, probably negatively, on the passing game in Detroit.
I mean, you've got a lot of young talent on that Detroit offense. There's a lot of question marks, but what, you have Beekman. What's the other receiver you drafted this year? What's his name?
Well, let's talk about Beekman, because his first name is Tank, and that's one of the main reasons I got him. He ran a great 40, and his first name was Tank. I just couldn't get over that. But I actually have a guy kind of in the waiting. If we want to switch over to the stream, I'll pull him up on his player card up on the screen. This is the real winner. He's playing number 4 on my depth chart right now, I believe.
Tucker, that's his name. Tucker.
His name's Mac Tucker, yes. not bad. He was the second-round pick we selected this year. He has the opportunity to be outside and be pretty good, but right now Montgomery's just a better wide receiver.
If you want to go ahead and shoot that how you apply to Von Cross, that would be awesome.
What has he got for us?
Von Cross has said he's been watching our league for a while and is hoping to join one day.
Yeah, you can go to 365.maddenbomberleague.com, put in an application to join our development league, The Grid. That's where we pull all our talent from. In that league, you'll have an opportunity to contribute to the league, just like the MBL has all these opportunities and great stuff. As I get a message from T Porter, I can only imagine what it says. You got a lot of opportunities to work your way up to the top 5, and then get an opportunity to get called up into the big leagues, the MBL. So 365.maddenbomberleague.com, and the 365 is August to August, 365 days, a year, 366 in a leap year. And that's Mac Tucker on the screen right there, 91 speed. He's got great catching attributes. I absolutely love his 85 catching, 83 catch in traffic, 85 spec catch with 92 jumping, and I think he's 6'1", 6'2".
He's 6'2", and he's fast. So that's a big receiver that you don't have.
And I like him. The only thing I didn't like about him was, I just didn't. First of all, Tank Beekman has more ability in the slot based on my offense right now. But I think next year I will have this guy playing outside. And if we bring back Montgomery, which I'm not sure if I'm even going to re-sign him just because of the cost, he would move back into the slot. His original position originally was drafted for a kick returner, but I lost all my wide receivers due to age. Couldn't bring any in through free agency. Lost a bid. Because really my number 2 right now is supposed to be who, Hop? Let's do a little Detroit Lions trivia. Who, ideally, in the perfect world, who would be my number 2 wide receiver right now?
Golden Tate?
Julio Jones. No,
you don't get that. Yeah, you weren't gonna get
I wanted Julio Jones, and I felt Julio Jones would have gave us a nice little mix of, okay, I got Harvey Beckham can beat you over the top, Julio can beat you everywhere else, and he can catch the 50-50 jump ball, which might come into play at some point during the season where I need a big play. Didn't end up happening. He went with the New York Jets, and it's paying off for him. Him and Derek Carr looking good. Jets defeated the Buffalo Bills in Week 4. This week they improved to 3-1, and look at their division: 1-3 Bills, 1-3 Patriots, 0-3 Dolphins. Is this another Jets collapse? I'm wondering, or are they actually going to hold this lead and win this division?
You know, that AFC East, it's just so unpredictable. The Patriots can play so good at times and so bad at other times. But then the Bills, after winning 2 straight divisions, have been one of the worst teams in the NBL. They've been so bad lately. I don't know, QB problems. I'm not sure what it is. They've just spent a lot of money this season re-signing a lot of guys where they have a lot of holes in their team. So we're gonna see. I don't know. The Jets, you never count the Jets to hold on to a lead. We'll see. That division is completely unpredictable.
On the screen right now, I got Tank Beekman. He was the first-round pick. Kind of a bust. I was actually looking for Grant. What's his name? What's his official name over there for the
Saints receiver, right?
From the New Orleans Saints. Yeah, I said Grant Doman, but that's actually a defensive end for the Jacksonville
Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Last name's Grant.
Yeah, his name is Grant Cannon. That's the guy, number 84.
Right.
I knew he was going to be slow development, but he's 6'4", 234. He had 89 speed, 92 excel, 82 route running, 90 agility. So I went from this emotional high of thinking, okay, I got my big receiver now to pair with this guy. I got a great slot guy, and then I knew I was going to have to get some depth. Remember, I went into this draft with only 3 wide receivers, and man, I'll tell you what, it was kind of a panic mode. I couldn't believe the Saints took him. I thought for sure he was falling to me. The Saints took him at 26, and it was a surprise, to say the least. With the way the Saints have built, like they have Tyson Woods, Michael Thomas, they got O.J. Howard in free agency. I did not see them going wide receiver, but they did. I can't knock him for it. I knew he would be slow development, but his stats and his skills are just really, really good.
I mean, Beekman's going to be an amazing wide receiver if he keeps developing. Is he returning kicks for you this year?
Yeah, Tank Beekman's returning kicks. So if you can get in the Pro Bowl as a kick returner, that's a lot of XP, a lot of opportunity
right there.
But the reason why I took these 3 guys, so we got Beekman right here, and I'm going to pull up the other guy we got in the 3rd round. Beekman is not that great, and but he's got an opportunity to play that role that Montgomery played if I decide to move on from Kendrick Montgomery. I like this David Mitchell guy.
All these receivers that you're showing, none of them have any type of release. So all these small receivers, if with the press coverage on them, they're going to get jammed at the line and not be able to create. Then it's going to make Harvey Beckham and Kalen Cuppard have to perform even higher than what they already have been. That's the only down thing to the young receivers that you have.
And the only thing that I say to that is nobody likes to press 95, 96, 99 speed.
Very true.
They're very scared to do that. Now, does that work? Yes, but you lose that animation. Let's say even you do on a 60 release, or the time comes where I finally get released and I have time.
It's a touchdown. It's 6.
It's a potential touchdown for 6, and that's one of the thing that they say speed kills. And at the end of the day, when you're drafting later rounds, which I don't want to ruin the Eric G question, you have to kind of take guys that will fit something to bring value to the team. You know, if I would have drafted a big wide receiver like for example, there's a guy that the Titans are talking about getting rid of. Is Montgomery. They have another Montgomery. I have a Montgomery. They have a Montgomery. They got Darian Montgomery. They say they're going to release him. He's 87 speed, 86 excel, 88 agility. I dealt with that with Golden Tate, and he was small, but this guy's 6'5". Put him next to Harvey Beckham. Now he has even more value with this 96 spec catch, 89 jumping, 95 release. This is a big guy. But if I have a bunch of guys like that, it means a little bit less, because now I just know, okay, don't press up on him and just run with them. And you're going to be able to hang with him as long as he doesn't throw a bunch of jump balls and catch them over you. So there's two sides to the coin right there. But my reason for drafting those guys was if Harvey goes down, I want to make sure that I can still run my same offense and not have to worry about saying, okay, Hop, like last year, Beckham goes down and who was coming in? Golden Tate or who's that? Doug Baldwin, right? You know, that's a huge difference in the way that I'm trying to play here. And it's going to change the routes I'm going to run, and it's really going to have to change up the offense. And I don't want to do that this year. I wanted to say, hey, we can plug and play. Yeah, it's going to be a huge drop in skill, but at least I know the guys will be able to get down the field and push the defense down the field, and I'll just let some other guys eat, and I won't be probably driving the ball to them.
Yeah, I mean, what else it does, it opens up the red zone. So you get in the red zone, you got 3, 5, 9 receivers. Everybody's going to be keen on your tight end because you're not worried about no fade routes or no post, no slants over the middle. They're not going to get up and get that. But now you got 6'5", 6'4", 6'2" Mac Tucker on the outside. Now you can't key in on anything. So it just opens up more options.
Mac Tucker, I still think, is about a season away before I put him out there because he's such a loss of athleticism. I want to make sure he's crisp running his routes. I don't want, what he can do well if he doesn't have the awareness and the release and the route running. Just going to be a big guy that doesn't get there as quickly, and so he's going to lose on the yak. So I want to make sure he's kind of ready, good to go. I don't think this year is going to be, and that's why I have Tank playing in the slot right now. But a couple guys asking questions in the chat. It looks like the guy's asking, Von Cross is saying, I can't find the apply page. Go to 365.maddenbomberleague.com. I'll actually walk you through it right here. So you go to 365.maddenbomberleague.com. You put the cursor over the About the MBL.
You want me to pull it up on the screen?
Yeah, you go ahead and go to the About the MBL tab. And you're just going to hit join. That's simple. And you're going to fill out name, email, subject, and then on the message, just say that you've read the rules. Make sure you read the rules. And the rules can be found on the About the MBL tab as well, as Hot pulls it up for you right now. Pretty simple stuff. All right, what do we got next on here? We're going to look at some draft board stuff once we show the league how to apply for the MBL. You pull it up right now?
And we are, oh, oops.
If it's telling you connection is private, I probably just tried on your phone or something.
Nah, funny thing, my if I stay on Google Chrome, and my hotkey to turn on my mic goes backup page.
Technical difficulties there from Hop. Let's check out the draft board right now.
Yeah, I heard it. Is it another QB heavy draft?
Yeah, it is. I'll show the quarterbacks right now. I've scouted them, man. I'm actually looking, and it's crazy the depth you get in quarterback right now.
Yeah, I mean, last year there was what? AJ Baggs is about the only quarterback in the draft. You know, the draft before that had like 6 in the first round. So this one looks like another one. There's 6 first rounders.
And they're all prototypical size quarterbacks as well.
Look at those heights.
6'3" and above. Yeah, and you even have a bunch 6'4" to 6'6", which is really prototype quarterbacks. As you say, hey, man, I got to stand in the pocket. He can see over the lineman. He can make all the throws. He has that vision, and his trajectory, on the pass is going to be exactly where you want it to be, between 6'4" and 6'6", but even 6'3", Stafford 6'3", that's a good size. That's nothing to say, hey, man, the guy's a little small. So those top 6 guys, all with first-round grades right there. Which one do you guys like? Who are y'all guys looking at in the draft right now? I mean, you look at the 6 on there. You got Burks, Schroeder.
Look at Mitchell from Michigan State. I started to pronounce his last name and just
Yeah, it looks like Mitchell Halpin.
6'6", 234. Like, that's the one thing with Gerberry that I drafted at number 6 that I really don't like. He's 6'1". So there's a lot of times that you'll see post routes or slant routes come over the middle, and you got to take a step to the left or a step to the right because he's so short to hit the tackles.
Yep.
With these, you don't have to worry about that. You're throwing from anywhere.
Or even he's small, and you have to kind of get out the trajectory of the outside linebacker who might be standing there, and that's an easy jump pick, as opposed to when you're with someone that's 6'6", he's throwing over top of them. So those are all things you have to consider when you're looking at drafting a quarterback. It is that serious. I actually like this Watson guy. I think he's nice because I like that it shows his accuracies, and 2 of his accuracies, short and medium, are going to be important. I also like the guy with the A+ short. Or the
University of Texas this cycle is a quarterback machine. They've got 3 of the top quarterbacks come out of the University of Texas. Another one here.
Yeah, and they're coming out one after another, so they're just sitting behind each other, just playing a season and getting out of there. Kind of impressive stuff going on for Texas. Big shout out to the Longhorns, but that's what we got at quarterback right now. I also was looking at tight end. As y'all know, we brought in Travis Kelce. We brought him in the offseason. At the time where we left off, we brought in Matt Ryan. The next one, we got Sherman and Travis Kelce. We pulled our bid off of Gronkowski and went with Kelce. So Kelce's not going to be here much longer, so we had to look at tight end. Let's move over to tight end real quick. Couple first-round grades right now, and I always like the last name Moss. You can't go wrong with that.
Florida State, too. Here they pull
Granville and Moss, 2 good sizes, too. Very similar to Kalen Cupper. Cupper, I believe, is 6'5". Those 6'5", 6'6" tight ends are absolutely great if you can get them. Cupper's, 6'5", 267. And these guys are right in the ballpark of that. So those are always good sizes. We're going to obviously look at their 40 times to see if they have the ability to get down the field. I believe the Patriots drafted one that was really slow. Superstar development, but I think he was slow. His name was McIntyre, Griffin McIntyre. I believe he was on my draft board, but I had Cupper higher than him. He drafted him before mine, and he's just in really, I think he was like 77 speed, which is a huge difference as Cupper's 87 speed, 90 excel, especially if you're trying to get your tight end vertical down the field.
Yeah, it is, and actually BR has a graphic for the quarterbacks. I'm gonna pull it up real quick and let you see it.
Got it up?
Hold on one second, I gotta go download it.
Yeah, I've been looking at left tackle, left guard right now as I make my way. It's still early, really insanely early draft board. But, I mean, I'll tell you what, if a quarterback gets to me and it drops to me, and there's one of those top 6 out there, I'm definitely going to take them. So if you need a quarterback, this is the draft to do so. I think they will actually fall. We saw some quarterbacks fall to the 20s last draft, but last draft wasn't that deep, so you didn't see the teams early in the draft actually selecting a quarterback. So this might be the time for you to get your pick. I mean, if you're looking for a quarterback and you've been drafting 15 to 25, here's your opportunity to really get a stud right now. I believe so, and I just hope some scraps fall to me. Maybe I'll be in the 15 to 25 and I'll be able to select one. But I think it's time we brought in Matt Ryan. He's not starting. Stafford's obviously getting older. His throw power is regressing too every year. He's already at 92 throw power. So for a strong arm quarterback that we haven't been able to improve short, medium, or deep this entire Madden cycle, it might be time to move on to a rookie and see what we can do for him with about 2 seasons left in this Madden cycle. Got that?
If you want to take a look at the stream now, you can see the graphic.
All right, so we got Burks, Schroeder, Halpin, Barber, Cotchery, and Watson, and those are the wide receivers right there. And
no, those are the quarterbacks.
I mean, the quarterbacks, excuse me. And you see the University of Texas got one in there again. Michigan State, Georgia. Georgia, obviously a great place to get quarterbacks as well. Usually,
anything SEC, Bomber. You can't go wrong with the SEC. It's the best division in college football.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Von Cross. This is Xbox. Only on Xbox One. If you're looking for a PlayStation, check out the Dynasty on PlayStation. We follow them. You can go to @BomberLeague, hit the link where it says who are following, and you can just scroll down and look at the Dynasty and see how you go about applying for that league if you're on PlayStation. Are we ready for the Q&A? Some questions?
Yeah, I think we are.
And we're going to end this with actually, I'm going to throw a bomb. I'm not ending this stream until I get 100, well, not a 100-yard bomb. We'll put it on the 5-yard line. We'll go a 95-yard touchdown to Harvey Beckham and Dorian Montgomery. Shouldn't take too long, right? I mean, we got slow Slay and slow Richard Sherman. Let's see how long it takes for them to get beat against these speedy wide receivers we have on the outside, who, as Hop pointed out earlier, lack release. Even, you know what? Even, I was going to say Matt Hopkins again. I get Matt Hopkins. You know, shout out to you. Madden 16, great. Matthew Hopkins, he was very similar to Harvey Beckham. He did drop a catch, though, and they called it a fumble, and cost me a Super Bowl in the Super Bowl.
Get to these questions.
But back to the questions real quick. So let's put up Bananas first.
Yo, Bomber, I gotta know, you spent the money for Richard Sherman, but is he the true answer on the other side of Slay? Or now do you have two cornerbacks who are aging, regressing a little bit? Are they going to take you over the hump and get you back into a Super Bowl?
All right, the question's there. Banana said, you know you have 2-star cornerbacks now, but is that what's going to get you over the hump, or are they going to regress and age a little bit and not really be what you expect them to be?
Okay, and as Hop tries to, you know, give me a little bit of a summary of what was said, he actually said, is Sherman the true answer next to Slay? Or is regression going to essentially just catch up to these guys so much that they're not going to give me what I want? And can we get back to the Super Bowl with this lineup? I think it's still yet to be determined. My schedule gets a little tougher towards the end of the season. We'll know then how Sherman's going to work. Remember, I did win a Super Bowl with Vontae Davis when he was 82 speed, but that's back when cover 2 zones were something that you could run fairly confidently. You didn't have to worry about the actual holes that are actually in cover 2 zones. So now having to run cover 3s and actually having to worry about Darius Slay or Richard Sherman getting beat over the top as they're going to be covering those deep blues. That's something I don't know yet. Hopefully we can just match up against the Saints a lot. I think we match up fairly well with them and the Seattle Seahawks. I think as far as cornerbacks go, those are the teams we're looking for. Giants and Vikings are going to give us a little bit of problems. I just think that they're faster, and it's going to be time will tell. Even though our safeties are faster, I think we have a 90-speed safety and another one that's 92 speed, I believe. It might be 88. But we got some fast safeties back there covering, so that'll be interesting to tell. Let's get on to Eric G's question, though. That's a good question, Ryan. That's the owner of the New York Giants in the MBL, asking a very, very good question. We do have Sherman for another year, which we'll plug and play him if he really finds out this season that he just cannot play outside against the elite receivers that have the speed, so he might be just more of a matchup thing.
Hey, Bomber, what's going on? It's Eric. Knowing that the Lions are always contenders like they are, usually picking around the mid to late 20s, early 30s, I really just wanted to know, how do you take full advantage of those late first-round picks and really make them make a difference on your team and on your roster?
All right, Eric's question has been said.
All right, I got Eric's question. He says, Lions are always contenders. How do you take full advantage of late-round picks? Well, I'll tell you what. It's very tough. And sometimes what you're going to do is you're essentially going to be just looking for players that fit your scheme, whether they're good right now or there's somebody you just have to have out there and they're going to have to make their mistakes. I haven't drafted that great this Madden, but I'll tell you a couple guys I have hit on that I'm pretty proud of. First round pick Gianni Slade. I think he played pretty well for us if he can stay healthy, as he has 4 sacks this year, and he's a big, nice nose tackle, defensive tackle, allows us to run our hybrid 3-4-4-3. I think he's been great. Harvey Beckham, obviously, I think we hit on him as he just dropped to us and we had to take him. And Kalen Cupper was another nice draft pick we had, but we actually reached on a couple guys that ended up working out. You look at Mike LaBounty. That's a guy that came in with 68 zone, 68 man. I'm going to pull up his thing right now, and I'm going to show y'all where he's at. Let's pull up my stream again.
What about Callaway? Is that the safety's name? No.
Yeah, these are
Callaway and Moran both.
6th and 7th round safeties, but I'm not going to give myself too much credit on safeties because a lot of people draft safeties late in the rounds, and they end up. They're not going to play elite though, Hop. They're not going to play like an elite safety, but they have been giving me decent production and playing fairly well. I have Ray Morin over there and Darian Callaway. And those are 2 guys that I'm pretty proud of as far as their production and how confident they are. But there's 2 more guys I want to touch on real quick. If we can get you got the stream up?
The stream's up.
Okay, so you look at Mike LaBounty, who played at my number 2. This is a guy we drafted in the 2nd round. He had 68 zone, 68 man. But what I liked about him was he's 6'1", 90 speed. 91 acceleration and 92 agility, so I knew he had the athleticism. And pairing him next to Slay, I thought to myself, well, Slay's going to take away half the field wherever he's at. If LeBounty can just kind of play within himself and I give him some help over the top, I'll deal with his bumps and bruises along the way, playing him on the field. I actually started him, Hop, and he got burned a lot. But he got a lot of XP and experience because he was on the field as a rookie and he played, and that's kind of how I developed him. I knew he wasn't going to be that good, but I played him anyways, and then I was able to get him up, and right now, as you can see, this is a guy that's came a long way. He's got 80 play recognition. What's his awareness at? Awareness 85. At 85. Yeah, zone coverage 81, and man coverage 71. Haven't got the man coverage up. I just feel like zone's much more important for him because he kind of has the athleticism to stay with players in man, and getting his man up to 78, 80. Most people have route running at 85 plus right now. He still want to be able to hang with them. So I just want him. I knew his athleticism would kind of help him in man coverage, so I developed him into zone. Here's another guy that I developed, I brought in mainly because I said, okay, this is a guy, Mason Christic. I got my big brutes up the middle in defensive tackle. I need some edge rushers, some quickness on the edge, especially to stop these guys scrambling with the quarterback. I brought in Mason Christic, 4th round pick. I'll pull him up on the screen right now.
You know, going back to LeBounty, when you picked him and said you were going to start him, it was one of them, you know, I play you twice a year, so it was one of them like, okay, we're going to pick on this guy. But then his agility makes it to where you really can't, unless you're outrunning him, you really can't just sit there and pick on him like on post and on slants because he plays above his attributes. He ended up being a very nice corner for y'all. I know, I remember.
And he's 6 foot tall. I mean, he's not small. He's got pretty decent size. He's 6 foot 208 from Penn State. He was a 3rd round pick towards the end of the 3rd round. I liked his size. I liked his athleticism. 83 zone coverage. Callaway, you know, yeah, they're not bad. And Ray Morin has came into his own as well. On the other side, at free safety, he's 5'11", 90 speed, 92 excel. He's 80 zone, and he was a 7th round pick from Florida State. He's played fairly well. But let's focus right now. Mason Christic. This is a guy, only 78 strength, so a lot of people stayed away from him because he couldn't bench press much at all. So a lot of people just said, you know what, this is not the guy for me. I looked at Mason Christic and I just thought to myself, how could I use a guy like this? I just thought I was dealing with a lot of people scrambling out of the pocket. I needed some speed right there. And having Kerry Hyder, who's really not fast, he's slow. He's not chasing the quarterback down. So I drafted Christic, and I thought to myself, if I got the 2 brutes up the middle, which was Michael Pierce, who I brought in from Baltimore, paid him a lot of money. I drafted Gianni Slade. These are 2 330-plus guys. I used to call them, what were we calling them together? 660. They're big up the middle. They just can't stay healthy like most nose tackles have a problem doing. But I brought in Mason Christic, and I thought, you know what? His speed's going to be great. This is a guy with 86 speed, okay? 86 speed, 87 acceleration, 78 agility, 6'2", 255, little light in the tail. But I'm telling you, this speed and acceleration makes up for it when he can chase guys down from behind, and he also can help contain the edge. I think he's been a phenomenal pick for me. I'm looking at his career stats right now. And I look at Mason Christic, and I go, he had 4 sacks as a rookie. This was an early 4th round pick, 8 sacks as a sophomore, and then this season he already has 4 sacks. So he's kind of improving each year. It looks like he's going to beat the 8 sack total, and he's been very efficient for me right now from Rutgers University. I absolutely love this kid.
Yeah, and whereas you run that 3-4-4-3 hybrid, he wouldn't be that good of a 3-4 end, but in the 4-3, he's so fast, and an edge rusher, he's a great contain guy. I really like him in the 4-3, but as far as the 3-4 go, he's really not the guy, but you have people behind him that can step in that 3-4 slot.
Yeah, 3-4, he's too small. He's light in the tail, but I mean, sometimes, you know, you're just using him there, and maybe you rush the edge, right? You change the direction. So you really, if you're playing someone that you really maybe have in 3-4, you have blitzes coming up and shooting the gaps, the inside gaps, and you just want to protect the edge. He still works in that situation. But in the 4-3, I liked him the most because I had 660 pounds of pure fat. I mean, the fattest of the fattest guys, Gianni Slade and Michael Pierce, just laying there, plop, plop. Outside, I got speed, Mason Christic, and then I had Ziggy Ansah, which now I've replaced with Frederick Ferguson. Not only do I love that player, but I love the name. He was a former 2nd-round pick from the San Francisco 49ers. Let me get him on the screen because that guy's played phenomenal for us from Oklahoma.
You want to pronounce your backup middle linebacker's last name for me real quick?
I brought him off free agency. Let's look at Frederick Ferguson. I'll pronounce his name in a second. I know who you're talking about. His first name's Nick, I believe.
Yeah,
great
name, great name.
Frederick Ferguson was a 2nd-round pick for the San Francisco 49ers. Who did they bring in? I'm going to ask a little trivia in the chat right now. Who did this team bring in right now that replaced, that took Ferguson off the field?
Oh, I know this one.
What's the answer? You can answer it.
Straight Flowers.
Okay, exactly. So they bring in, what was it, Flowers, right? Frederick Ferguson had 12 sacks as a rookie and hasn't played really. I think he played MBL, so he was drafted, what is this, 30, so 29, 28, 20. He was drafted in season 27, he had 12 sacks. Season 28, he only had 2 snacks.
He's hungry.
Excuse me. He only had 2 sacks, and he was reduced in his role. He only played a third of the snaps he played as a rookie. Then, as a third-year player in the MBL, he played only 3 snaps and had no stats at all. Comes to our team, we put him in a starting spot. He replaces Ziggy Ansah. Frederick Ferguson, 6'7", 262, from Oklahoma, has 4 sacks, 11 tackles in 5 games. He's looked phenomenal. What do we got going on? All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up right now. Guys, if you got any questions in the chat, let me know. Let me know right now. We'll answer them. But right now, we're going to finish this off with 2 bombs. We're going to bomb to Harvey Beckham, 95 yards, and then a bomb to Montgomery before we end it. Hop, I'm going to pull it up right now.
No, watch that. I think Montgomery's going to be the one to catch it. He's going to have Sherman, right?
There you go. No, we're catching them with both. One's got to catch one, and another one's got to catch one, and we're going to end it. It should be easy. They're both slow. Watch me accidentally advance the league on this one.
That's on you, man. That's why I don't have that power. Oh, you finally named your playbooks?
Always named them. What are you talking about?
Nah, they were always West Coast.
Hop, that's what it says for everybody who uses custom. Hey, we're going to teach Hop some new stuff in Madden today, guys. Anybody you play that uses a custom book, it's going to say West Coast offense, and on defense, it's going to say what? What does mine always say?
I don't know. So wait, so even though I have names on mine,
exactly,
you always see West Coast on mine?
Exactly, yes.
No, that's weak. I'm not naming mine anymore.
Why? It's good to know if you have multiples. You know?
It's not worth it now. I just named them. I would be like, name them like Bomber Sucks or something, just so you'd see it. Now it's just not fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it doesn't work. Madden is not big on a passive aggression, bro.
That's my key. AK, yeah.
All right, here we go. I got to move the ball back, right?
All the way back.
Go to the 5-yard line right here. How many tries y'all think it's going to take for both guys? All the tries are added up together.
Multiple D, that's what it says.
Yeah, that's what it says for everyone. Yeah, you're right. Multiple D and then West Coast or something.
I'm going to say it's going to be under 10.
Under 10? I don't know, man. I tried this actually by myself, so.
We're blitzing right off the start. This is a touchdown.
Yeah, this is Beckham touchdown.
See ya.
Are we going to count that? I mean, he didn't even have corners.
Maybe I should say 2.
Yeah, let me reset that. Let me reset it. I want this to be on, well.
On the 20.
No, I want it to be on I'm gonna just change the defense and the offense and make it play the same. I'm just gonna go into a cover 3. But that one doesn't count. We're not starting yet. We haven't started.
Put it on a cover 4.
No, I want it one-on-one. I don't want that second safety to run over there and play defense though.
Just put it on man. It's a cover 1 man.
Yeah, we can do cover 1 man. I shouldn't have done 2-4-5. That's gonna kind of kill the defense on any pressure, but here we go. I waited too long to throw that one. Daddy still caught it though. Let's go! Oh, there was one. That could have happened right there, Hop.
Look at Sherman.
He needs to press up. That's why I wanted it on random. It's not bad if he doesn't have to press up.
There it goes.
Oh, I gotta hit X, I guess. I wasn't thinking the guy was gonna.
How tall is Sherman? He's like 6'3".
Yeah. I tell you what, he closes while the ball's in the air better than most. What are we at now? How many have we hit?
Like 11? I wasn't counting. I was doing. Newlaw and Matt Stafford can't even get it out there now. What a shame.
I'm hitting X. It's gonna be.
I'm gonna put in Matt Ryan for me so we can actually get a touchdown.
Got a safety there.
Oh, your stream lagged. Flawless internet, folks.
Another sack. That's probably why I'm getting sacked here.
You're getting sacked because oh, look at this.
Yo, at what point did they just start getting by free?
Onto your play action.
There's Daddy-O! All right, that's touchdown 1. How many tries are we at, man? Anybody keeping track in the chat? What are we at? Someone said 13, 11.
Jacob said 5.
Who?
How many we at?
Let's ask the chat, see where we're at right now. Cause I gotta go to the other side to Montgomery.
Now you gotta go to Slay.
This is gonna be tougher. Yeah, this is a lot less difference over here.
You're at 8 right now.
Got to pick 6. Oh, Tease Tabor heard you talking about him. He's trying to make plays now.
They're just sitting in the house.
Whatever that guy's name is, he's getting through free. I'm about to pinch the line.
Hey, spying something.
I waited too long. I'll tell you what, Kendrick Montgomery has not dropped a pass this year, and he's got about high 70s catching.
He won't catch another pass.
Oh, there it is. Caught that one.
Catch that?
Oh, I went the wrong way. Push the wrong button. Another touchdown, Beckham. Let's go.
Oh, you're cheesy.
Beckham's already caught 2. Hey, don't count that play. Where are we at with it counts? Where we say 8?
Where we at, Lip? Where we at? Lip's got the count.
It's all total, Lip. It isn't just 1. All right, so it's all running total.
9, 11.
Man, Slay's is too good. And this guy, this Nick, however you say his name in the middle.
As soon as you said his name was Nick, I knew he was great.
There's got to be one great Nick, right? Oh, if he catches that and then just mosses Slay, that's how this is going to be. Where are we at now?
15. I don't know if he's going to do it, Bomber.
Y'all want me to put Matt Ryan in, try Matt Ryan on this side with this guy?
Matt Stafford, he's just so deflated now. He's like noodle arm.
Got to pinch the line every time, I guess.
Uh-oh.
Play! Stop! That's defensive pass interference.
Yo, try to precision it to the left. Throw it to the left this time.
Not precision, nothing. Got him, Daddy. Get him, Daddy.
Well, that's what we should have you do next show. I want to see you target pass a touchdown.
Oh, that's a good one. I try that one for sure.
There it goes.
Play is gonna make me cuss on this stream.
Tim Football Critic in the house.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a pass right here to Montgomery. Where are we running right now? Where are we at? What's going on, Sim? I appreciate you stopping by, bruh. What are we at right now? Tim Football Critic, check him out. You probably already do, though. I can't plug people higher than us, man. We trying to just throw a pass to this guy.
This is 22, Bomber. I don't know if you're gonna do it on Slay.
Hey, Hopkins did it. I mean, Hopkins.
Yeah, quit trying to plug him, man.
Harvey Beckham did his part, you know.
All right, we can stop you at 30. We got 8 tries.
Oh, it's got to get there. That's got to get there. My gosh, I even pinched the line on that one, Hop.
6 tries left.
Who is this guy? Nah, we're going to 50 at least.
Here all day. Can't even complete a pass now. He's shook.
Yo, come on, Staff. Get it together, baby. Your QBR's too high for this. Getting exposed. Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate that comment. Sim Football in the chat right now saying we have to find a way to get MBL on a bigger scale. For Madden 19, great platform that can really hold us franchise heads down. Man, hey, man, we're all for that, man. We've talked numerous times before, you know, DMs and stuff. So, yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate that comment. As right now, we just try to throw streaks to our guy, and we just really cheesing out right now. This is an awkward moment, Sim.
Bomber offense to a T.
Yeah, you're in the end of the show. We always try to end with some kind of challenge for building the franchise. So don't think this is how we play. This is obviously, you've seen the Super Bowl. This is not how we roll. But I'm trying to just throw this bomb against Darius Slay, an old Darius Slay. But Matt is not having it right now.
Carolina Panthers fan said, could this be Matthews' last year with the Lions?
I don't know. What's his QBR right now? Give us some stats, Hop.
Don't make me do this. Hold on.
Slay is just a beast. Slay's got 3 more years left in him.
In season 30, Matt Stafford has posted a 130 QBR, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 1,300 yards, and he's passing for 71%. So he's kind of down on his completion percentage other than season 26, but the yards and the touchdown to INT ratio is insane.
Yo, this is unbelievable. Where am I at right now? What's the number?
You're gonna have to ask Lip. Lip's the counter.
Yo, I'm about to put just Matt Ryan in and see what can happen.
I don't think you're ever gonna do it.
I don't think he'll catch one bomb on Darius Slay.
No. Put in Vu. Put in Vu. Vu's got the arm strength.
Hey, let me get 10 tries with Ryan and I'll put Vu in, all right?
Next we go in kicker. He's got more arm strength than Matt Stafford.
Is it going to automatically do it? I'm going to have to go back into the thing.
It's going to automatically do it. Ah, you just throwing ducks up there.
I'm about to put Vu in. I think you're right. I'm trying Vu after 3 more tries of Ryan. Just overthrowing him.
Swerve.
I just want to see the Moss animation. I'm
going with that 5'9" kid.
I'm gonna call this a fail.
So Slay's at 90 speed, but what was he at? What man coverage was he at? Like 88?
Yeah,
he was high, right?
I think zone was 88, 90 was man.
Matt Ryan, right? Here comes Vu.
I'm gonna let Vu and I'm gonna let him run a little bit further.
96 throw power. He's available for a 7th.
He's not. I can't trade him no more, man. Y'all didn't want him. But he's not beating him till about the 50-yard line. Have you noticed that? He doesn't beat him till he gets to the 50.
This is, what is he? 97 speed. Like, how much is sell?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
All right. I think I can do it with Vu. Vu's got that cannon.
He's actually got an arm.
My gosh, the instant, not even instant. I can't even say that. I'd be lying.
Sound like a lot of people on Twitter, man.
Oh, he didn't even.
Is that weird animation? I don't know. I've seen that animation.
Yo, I'm making
before.
Slay press up, man. We're cheating.
You can't even do that.
Yeah, you can. I just go in there and call a press, cover 3 press or something. Right there, if he had accuracy.
I don't think you're ever gonna do this. You might fall asleep.
We're about to do it now. It's about to happen with Vu.
Not happening, man. It's just not happening.
Dude, that was a touchdown right there.
The thresholds are crazy, Sam. You're right.
Oh,
that might be it. That might be it. Nope.
Slay just covers, just takes the space.
It's not happening.
How much are we at right now?
A lot.
I need 7 speeds, not fast enough. All right, I'm going back next touchdown, and I'm done, man. I'll just go back to Harvey Beckham. And Vu just overthrows everything too.
57 right now.
That makes it. Hey, give me that. Hey, Vu's got a heck of a release though.
Draco said you're at challenge fail.
Nah, and now that I'm at 57, that makes me feel like I can go to 100. You better just buckle up. Buckle up, bananas. Oh, he dropped it. Are you kidding me?
With test and slay.
Oh, that was it. I think I figured something out.
I click onto him, Bomber.
I think I figured something out though.
Well, let's see it. What you figure out? It could be 3 tries.
I think I figured something out. Catch the ball. I think I figured something out though. Vu's got a little touch.
Told you. Throw it left.
Uh-oh, Vu. I just don't get how Slay is just so
just
good.
outran him right
Slay's so good. I feel less worried about this guy.
Oh, there it is.
Slay closes out.
I'm gonna stop saying that because it's really not. I'm gonna stop saying there it is.
About to drop the mic. Hey, y'all think I'm gonna get to 100? What am I at now?
What's he at? About 70?
The fact people are still watching this is funny to me. Hey, Vu, you gotta get rid of it quicker.
At 93
I think
Excel,
Vu's
it's killing him.
I think Vu's only pass in a season was a pick.
Yeah, it was to me. Overthrow on an out route.
Overthrow this.
You did.
Hey, yo, Slay's cheating, man. He's getting in front of him and slowing down.
Hey,
What's
call
up
cover
with that?
2. Hey, call a cover 1 press. Get him up. Get him up.
Bro. I ain't quitting, dog. We rolling this to
What
the
is
end.
it? Get good. You are one pathetic loser.
Vu's accuracies were a little better. Probably still want to help. Hey, how do I need to just ID the mic for this Nick kid at linebacker.
LB, A, and then selecting.
I'll be able to just pinch it.
Oh, you
How
got
many
the
attempts
heaters
am I
on,
at?
Bomber? 75. Bomber low-key got the heaters on his practice squad. Let me find out.
That guy is just a beast, man.
Let me find out. Yo, Lip, you're watching this, right? I'm putting in a complaint.
I gotta wait another second.
3 hours later.
I gotta wait till he gets to 50. I'm blocking my halfback. That's the problem.
That's not the problem. That's interference. He's cheating. He's not getting beat.
Yo, what number are we at now?
Almost at 100. Keep going.
I'm not doing a high point. I'm just lobbing it up there, leading it upfield.
81.
Give me that! Oh my God, catch it! Come on, Montgomery! He ain't dropped nothing in the regular season.
Not going up against Slay, I guess.
That's it. Are we doing something different?
Hey, can you switch them sides, please?
What am I do? What was it? What was the challenge? Just to get a bomb touchdown with both of them, right?
Right. We're at 82 right now, Bomber. 18 more before 100. Can you do it? Johnny Vu to Montgomery. 18 tries.
A wide receiver flip.
Great passer Shadow said, put him on an actual streak, not the fade. That's your problem.
Oh, get out of here, man. Check my QBR, bro.
Oh, Lip said it would take you 13 tries, and you're at 82, so we won the bet.
How long did... Hey, first of all, I don't want any of this to fall back on HB18. Harvey Beckham did it in how long?
11, I think? 8? Might not even been 11. I've watched so many bombs, I just lost track. I'm glad Lips keep count. Oh, it took him 5.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Apologize, this is technical difficulties. Where's that press at?
Montgomery's.
Okay.
It took Montgomery from 6 to 82, and he still has a couple.
Yo, Montgomery's done
77
it
for
76 times or what?
good.
Yeah, but I flipped him now. He's about to get it right now. Here we go.
Beat drop. Let's go. Oh, that was it. Way overthrew him.
How do you know that? I didn't even see the animation yet. How do you know Montgomery wasn't gonna warp there?
I can tell from the pass. He threw it 20 yards in front of him. Oh, that might be it. Oh,
he fell on the ground.
Oh
I should hit
my
X.
God.
Oh my gosh! Why didn't I hit X? Why am I still doing it with Vu?
You're already here. You're completing this with Vu. Vu or no one. Thank God. Please don't. No, please score. Please score.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
Overthrow.
All right, we're about to get it. Everybody knows it's coming.
Number 88.
Oh, nice pass, Boo.
Got him.
Pass, Boo. Give me that. All right, let's do it for the show.
88 times.
The franchise Detroit Lions, 88. That's shout out to my boy Michael Irvin. One of the best to ever do it, man. Competitive
You got that
nature,
right.
unlike anybody else, man. That's going to end the show, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The challenge was a little bit tougher this time to end it because Darius Slay is just a beast. What is he, 30 years old? 31 years young? I mean, he's still got it. Richard Sherman, we had to pick on him twice. I feel bad about that because we did pay him $24 million over 2 years. Man, that was a tough challenge, Hop. Probably tough to watch, but people stuck around. Appreciate it. Building the franchise, Detroit Lions, episode number 26. Guys, don't forget to check us out on Twitter at Bomber League. Also, guys, the MBL Live schedule is up. What game we got this week? I heard someone asking about Chargers versus Raiders potentially on the docket.
Was that who it was?
I don't know if that's going to be the actual game. We're still getting it, getting that one squared away here for Week 5. We're currently 5-0 right now. We're looking to complete that perfect season, I guess. I guess that's where we're rolling right now. Once we get those Vikings, bro, we'll see how it goes. Guys, thank you for coming out. We'll see you next time. Building franchise Detroit Lions. As I said, episode number 26. If you got any videos, questions you want to send in, and they still will be relevant when we come back next week, send them into the Gmail, maddenbomberleague@gmail.com. Also, if you want to join the league, go to 365.maddenbomberleague.com. And my last and final shout out, big shout out to Sim Football Critic for coming by and hanging out with us. Definitely, you came in at a weird time. We were just throwing streaks, which we don't usually play like that, but we're doing it for a challenge, just for some fun. So don't hold it against us. And the fact that I had to swap sides and pick on Richard Sherman, don't hold that against me. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Building a franchise, Detroit Lion. Thanks for everybody coming out. And for myself and Hop, we'll see you next time on the MBL Network.